by definition, the word religion and how we concept the word religion is a definitive part of understanding it. But I'd like to digress and go to understanding what you said, the language of. That's a very important point. In the book, I discussed the Willie Lynch letters. Okay, now, I already got the argument. It's about, it's not of that time period, and it's not this, and it's not that, and it's not the other. I feel you're missing the point. Okay, first of all, if you can take away the anger and the viciousness of the language that is being used in it, you see a whole different concept. You see a formula. Okay, the Willie Lynch letters was not a formula to control just African Americans. The Willie Lynch letter is a formula to control people, period. Okay, you have to understand our history. Very interesting fact. Have you ever wondered why it is that if the Egyptians were as great and as outstanding as they were in all levels of knowledge, how did the Romans come and conquer them? The Romans, and this is something for all of us to understand because it's still valid to this day, we have always had our faith and belief used against us. When the Romans attacked the Egyptians, they put their gods, the symbols of their gods, on their shields and weaponry. And they put animals in front of them, okay, to attack the Egyptians, knowing that they would not disgrace their religion, their beliefs, or animals. So they basically gave up.
With that being said, I'm so honored to have you in here because one thing I knew was that I was going to at least get one man's opinion, definitely get your opinion. And with that being said, I would like to at least before leaving this particular, I will say topic, what caused you to at least want to study? Was it because of some of the many books you had read, or what caused you to really start delving into certain things? Because you've delved into religion and a few other things very, very deep.
Because of the fact that by me having access to so many different sources, I understood that truthfully, for us to understand our history, you have to take pieces from each that you get. Because remember, history is written by the winners. By definition, the difference between history and annals, okay, annals are documents that have to be precise about dates, time, and everything else. History, by definition of Webster, okay, does the same thing, although it does not or is not forced to or not to have the opinion added by the writer. So the history that we have been taught, okay, has been over many different dynasties taking over and adding their piece of the puzzle. Where we are now technologically advanced, you can now, with all the truths that are out there, find out for yourself. And people, if I could ask y'all to do me a solid, okay? Stop worrying about who's doing what. It's the 1%. It does not matter whether it's the Illuminati or whatever term you want to use. It ain't us. Okay? Okay? It's the 1% with money. All right? And we need to understand that for us to truly grow, it's time they divided and conquered us. Okay? We all come from one place. I go into that in the book. Okay? I go into the DNA of Ramses. Okay? The only reason why we have the visual that we have of it being Caucasian. Oh, by the way, by definition, black nor white are colors. They are the ends of the spectrum. Everything that falls in between that is color. Black absorbs light. White reflects light. So by definition, using those as a reference of color is incorrect. But back to what I was saying, by understanding the actual language, okay, that is being used and breaking it down, you begin to understand all the holes that are in it, okay? Perfect example, everybody knows synonyms. For a writer like myself, it makes me look really, really good. I can take one word, go down the list, okay, and put it in there. But I started again. We have to find balance, not perfection. They have us chasing after perfection. That's why I came up with the theorem of 1%. Okay? Right. No one will argue that Jesus, no one that I know of will argue that, as far as we know, that was the only perfect human being ever created. Okay? Then I give you 99%. That means you only have to work on 1%. Okay? When you work on that 1%, you find out just how valuable that 1% is and how much you actually put into the different stuff that we have to deal with. You understand what I'm saying? Going back to synonyms, look at it from a balanced point of view, all right? That means that for all you lovers out there and all you couples that have arguments and everything else, I have two wives sitting right here in the studio with me. One's name is Celisa and the other one's name is Teresa. One for 35 years, or close to 35, and the other one bound herself to me by choice for the last 21 years, okay? We were conquered, we were divided, we have still been being divided. Synonyms allows, you say one word to your woman, okay? Do you understand by the use of synonyms that you have just given her 7 different ways to interpret or misinterpret what you just said?
I can appreciate what you are saying. We will be right back after we take our first break. Untitled 15 Atlas, the actual tennis featuring Cash. And we will be right back with our brother, VaShawn F. Head. And coming back through, had to come back with some Houdini, a remix, and I'm enjoying the fact that we have a very hot show in itself, and I'm going to at least ask you, Brother VaShawn, about an act of kindness. What is so important about that, man?
Well, in my book, I have what referred to as movie talk.
Okay.
Because one of the things that I have learned, or been blessed to be informed of and learning, is that our mouth and the communication of our verbal is the lowest form of communication.
Okay.
You understand? Because it can be so confusing, because there's so many languages. You understand what I mean? So I use movie talk to have you, or have all of us be at the same point and have the same vision about the same thing.
All right.
Okay, so anybody out there that loves movies, we're gonna go with the movie Evan Almighty. Okay? In Evan Almighty, with Morgan Freeman, okay? One act of random kindness or art. Okay? One act of random kindness can change a person's day. We have gotten to the point where we are so civilized, we have become uncivilized. Okay? We don't talk to each other, we talk at each other. You understand what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, in the book, and this is for all you people out there, you might want to have some notes and whatnot, and write these things down, because I want these people to be acknowledged. Go to changingminds.org and find out why people don't listen. That's in the book. Okay, it's scientifically in the book. And the reasons why people don't listen are because I'd rather talk, I'm distracted, it's not interesting, or I'm too busy. And then it breaks it down for you. You understand what I'm saying? What those things mean. Okay? We have got to start understanding that, again, going back to the Woody Lynch letters and the power of these letters. The quickest way I can show you how we have been dominated as a people, not as a race. Okay? And that's another reason why I'm saying that horse is there is no race out there that can say that they have not subjugated their own people.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you were to go to Philip Zimbardo, The Lucifer Effect, okay, and Why Good People Go Bad is this book. You understand what I'm saying? In the very beginning, he lets it be known that this century is the most murderous and volatile century in the history that we have. And he takes it all the way up. I have this in the book where he takes it all the way up and shows you how many people and how many races have killed each other. And there is nobody that is not a culprit of it. You understand? So now, let's get off the race and let's move to being one people. Okay? We all come from one people. The book goes back into history and talks about Pangea. We don't have a concept, true, in my humble opinion, we don't have a true concept of time. Alright? And because we don't have a true concept of time, and because the powers that be wish to bicker over small things, we get lost in the process. Okay? You could take, there are over 7 billion people on this planet. Alright?
Right.
You could take every concept of every person's mind of time, and you still would have to multiply that by 100 to the 1,000th power to understand the beginning of time. Okay, and that's not even close. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
When you talk about religion, if you believe in something greater than yourself, that is the definition of God. Lowercase g, by Noah Webster's own dictionary, and the dictionary that I'm using is an 1859 dictionary, written by Noah Webster for the United States to be able to communicate with the Queen of England.
Okay.
You understand? So
Yes.
this is the man that gave us the definitions of the words that we're using.
Okay.
You understand what
Yes.
I'm saying? There was no capital G in 1859. The definition of God was anything greater than oneself. And he even puts in this that because of that, and only because of that, the heathens, quote unquote, which is everyone else other than, and check this out, assalamu alaikum, other than Catholics and Muslims are heathens. By Webster's definition, yeah. You feeling me?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
I found a picture of a book that showed the dictionary, where it explains Hebrews. Okay, for all my brothers and sisters out there, and that's everybody around the world.
Yes,
Okay?
indeed.
Hebrew is an African individual. By definition, Hebrew. Okay? Our origin. And the only reason why we want to think that it's Caucasian is because of people like Elizabeth Taylor and Charlton Heston in Hollywood.
I feel you. We have somebody on the phone line. How are you doing out there? How you doing, Dantes Taylor?
Blessed.
We are doing extremely well. To what do we owe the pleasure of you calling in, Dantes Taylor?
I'm calling you today to say everybody research all your enemies or money or mayor. Research all them. And whoever's going to run for the legislative office, you need to research them all to reach them all to before you pick your candidate. And if you live in some of these boards, research your person before you go to them calls, and before you sign the petition, you need to research them and see what they did in your community and how we can make it better out here for our people in all 17 wards and the nation.
Outstanding.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes, we have researched everything out here so we can know what's going on. And don't forget, they're back on meets on Wednesday, every Wednesday, unless it's a snowstorm.
I'm into that. We meet every Wednesday. Is that at 7:30 p.m. Cleveland Standard Time at 15415 Kipling Avenue, 44110?
Yes, and our founder is Art McCoy, and our president is Alfred Porter Jr., and he's an outstanding president.
Thank you.
And Art McCoy is an outstanding founder of this great group. And we help everyone. Come on out and join us and it's a fight. It's a fight. Because we don't miss a meeting unless a guy needs a visual or a band. So and we do social distancing at our house. And we do cleaning, we do everything so we can make it safe for our people to come out. Even the kids can come out. Because one day we're going to start a youth black owned night. One day.
All right now.
So we don't get the youth so much.
The Youth black on black.
Under the guidance of one of us good people that are black on black.
All
I
right.
don't know who it's gonna be, but one day we're gonna have a black on black.
Speak it into existence, and Dantes Taylor.
That's right.
Thank
That's
you.
why because we gonna need these young folks.
Yes,
to
we
run-
will.
To run the other black on black in the future.
That's
So
true.
God bless, and y'all have a nice day.
Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you.
And have a nice day on the radio.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
That was genius.
It was.
That was genius.
It was.
Because what he's saying is absolutely correct. Okay, one of the things that they've taken away from us is our intellect. Okay?
That's true.
They want us to believe that there is no connection between the conscious and the subconscious. Okay, that's what they want us to believe.
That's true.
But the reason why they want us to believe that is because, in my humble opinion, the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious is knowledge.
You know something? I can appreciate that. As we take our break, what better way to go out than Kumo D, a classic. Do you know what time it is? Man, my brother in here, he is letting you know the time. And the time is definitely voiceradio.com.